All right, now cold wave grips North India. The IMD has reported severe cold wave or weather conditions for the national capital, also from most places that also include Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh. Most of North India right now reeling under this cold weather. Delhiites woke up to biting cold, foggy mornings today, leading to poor visibility, spelling trouble for commuters as well. In fact, the mercury has dropped to -4 degrees Celsius, 4 notches below freezing point at night in Shimla and Himachal Pradesh. Shimla is expected. Himachal Pradesh, all of it is really facing a cold wave at this point. Fog and cold waves surrounded several other parts of Uttar Pradesh as well. The minimum temperature in Uttar Pradesh was reported to be 6 degrees Celsius. Moradabad, that's where the number comes in. In Haryana, cold conditions prevailed in Rewari, which recorded a low of 5 degrees Celsius. Dense fog, bad weather has hit rail traffic as well. Dozens of trains were running late in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, minimum temperature is settled at freezing 0 degrees Celsius in Rajasthan's Churu. Remember, there's dense to very dense fog alert across North India for the next 5 days, which may also result in further cancellation and diversions of trains and flights. Now, as we see, the weather forecast shows really cold days ahead. It's a few more days of biting cold for all those in North India. Let me take you through a quick look at the temperatures at this point in some of the North Indian states. Here, cutting across to our weather in the national capital itself. On the 26th of December, that's today, we're seeing a temperature that could go down to 5 degrees Celsius. And the maximum temperature is 17 degrees Celsius. And on the other hand, tomorrow, that's another day of a cold wave that we may face. For the next 2 days, it's going to be quite cold. Tomorrow, too, 5 degrees would be minimum, 19 degrees Celsius would be maximum. And then day after, the 28th of December, 6 degrees minimum, 20 degrees Celsius maximum in the national capital, Delhi. Another place that's really experiencing a cold wave is Chandigarh, where we see 7 degrees as the minimum temperature, 16 degrees as the maximum temperature. That's today. Tomorrow, again, the same temperature. Minimum would be 7 degrees, but maximum would be 12 degrees, as cold it is in Chandigarh. These are the 2 days. On 28th of December, we're going to see, again, 7 degrees minimum, 12 degrees maximum. Now, cutting across to Uttar Pradesh's Lucknow, we're seeing a cold wave in UP as well. At this point, the minimum temperature there is 8 degrees Celsius with a maximum at 23 degrees Celsius. 27th, that's tomorrow again, minimum 8, maximum at 22 degrees Celsius. And on the 28th of December, 9 degrees Celsius would be minimum, maximum at 22 degrees Celsius. More cities like Jaipur, Rajasthan, which is also experiencing a cold wave at this point. We're seeing 6 degrees Celsius, the minimum temperature today, 21 degrees maximum, 27th of December, that's tomorrow, 7 degrees minimum, 22 degrees maximum. On the 28th of December, 8 degrees as minimum, 23 degrees Celsius as maximum. Now, here are all our reporters who are joining us from different parts of North India. Ashutosh Mishra from the national capital, Delhi. Jai Kishan joining us from Jaipur. Manjeet Sehgal joining us from Himachal, Bilaspur. We also have Sunilji Bhatt from Jammu. Sunil, I'm going to cut across to you first on the weather in Jammu and Kashmir. The cold wave conditions really has halted activity, we believe, in the Jammu and Kashmir region. For the next 3 days, it's going to be quite difficult to cope with the kind of dense fog and even snow.
Nabila, as far as Kashmir Valley is concerned, the valley is currently under the harsh winter spell, which is locally known as Chilai Kalan. And there is snowfall in many parts of the Kashmir Valley. And as a result of that, the mercury has dipped. And during the night, the temperature goes below 0 degrees Celsius. So people in the Kashmir Valley are facing tough times. But it's a delight for tourists who are enjoying the snowfall and this weather. As far as Jammu region is concerned, the temperature has come down here also, and since early morning there is dense fog which has engulfed the entire city today also, and in the last 2-3 days also. There is no respite from the intense cold wave conditions, and even right now, the winds are blowing, and it's very difficult for common people to carry out their day-to-day activities. And it seems that in the next few days, there is no relief as far as this cold wave is concerned. Nabila.
All right, let me cut across to Ashutosh. Delhi, of course, I myself was barely able to see early this morning, fully fogged up, very poor visibility on the streets. Tell us a little more on how long will this cold wave last?
Well, at least a month, Nabila. And what we also know that there is a western disturbance through Rajasthan. It will pass through the northern and northeastern part. So clearly, it will most likely to bring also certain rain. And will that amount to increase in the, to dip in the temperature level further? At the moment, I just traveled from Delhi to Noida, and right behind me you see totally hazy and foggy here. And this would, I can predict that tomorrow morning, clearly the visibility will be worst affected, particularly in the open areas. At Delhi, particularly in the closed pocket chamber, largely it will not be affected. But the moment you move towards Noida, Ghaziabad, Indirapuram, and then move towards Meerut and go to the extremely remote and other parts of northern India, there will be clearly visibility reduced, and that's exactly why we know that from 14th onwards at the Agra Expressway, the speed of the vehicles was quite restricted from 100 to 80 kmph. So tomorrow morning is more likely to be more foggy weather, and of course it mostly feels like I'm here in Shimla around 6 to 7 degrees. But of course, adding this pollution and other things, this is clearly what you see here in this part of the NCR. Totally hazy, foggy, extremely cold. People, of course, taking shelter in different places made by the authorities.
And during the night, it's dropping as low as 5 is 6, and that's terribly cold. You've got to prepare yourself if you're stepping out in the night hours. Let me cut across to Jai Kishan Sharma, who's also joining us from Rajasthan, Jaipur. Jai Kishan, I hear at some points it goes down to 0.
Nabila, see, in Sikar today the temperature fell down up to minus 1.5 degrees Celsius, and Churu, Junjunu, Sikar and Karoli, these 4 districts of Rajasthan, eastern Rajasthan, recorded 0 degrees Celsius temperature. So the visibility is less than 100 meters, and the weather department has clearly predicted that the coming 3-4 days cold wave is going to grip the desert state of the India. And the department has also made some arrangements, especially on the highway, because in Rajasthan accidents are very frequent on highways during winters. So they have also geared up situations. They have placed LED boards on the highways to stop accidents, because this is the weather where most number of accidents or deaths are reported in Rajasthan. Sikar today morning recorded minus 1.5 degrees Celsius. So this is lowest so far in this winter season.
And of course, we've heard cases of accidents in Uttar Pradesh where you had road accidents, several of them reported in just the last 2 weeks. So please be prepared, have ample time in your hand when you're traveling. A quick final word from Manjeet, joining us from Chandigarh. Manjeet, go on.
Well, Nabila, we are in Bilaspur, heading towards Manali, where the traffic police is facing a tough time to maintain and create a traffic order as much as 8 places where traffic jams have been noticed. Remember, thousands of people have thronged various parts of Himachal Pradesh, be it the Simla, be it the Manali, and the police is now really facing a tough time. More than 19,000 people have crossed the Atal Tunnel. The police has also released a helpline to the tourists who are facing the traffic jams, who are stuck in the traffic jams. 112 is the number. Besides this, the drones have been pushed in the service to maintain the traffic and law and order in various parts of the state. But as far as the weather alert is concerned, there will be no respite from the extremely cold weather conditions, and various parts in Himachal Pradesh, be it the tribal areas like the Kelang in Lahaul Spiti and the Shimla, the Narkanda of Shimla, where the temperature has dipped to the minus degrees. In Kelang, the temperature was nearly minus 9 degrees centigrade. So
and this is what is going to last for the next 3 days at least, is what the warning of the IMD is. It will range between 3 to 7 degrees Celsius in the national capital, and most others it's dropping down to 0 and minus degrees Celsius. So thank you very much, our reporters. Please stay safe yourself, be cautious while traveling.